What's up, guys? So I wanted to talk about my client Josiah, who is basically in the fitness niche. So he had been trying to make it work on YouTube for literally years, like 3 years of banging his head against the wall, trying to make it work over and over again, and he just wasn't making it happen.
Hey, my name's Josiah Novak. I run a company called The True Transformation. And for what felt like years and years and years, YouTube was probably the source of one of my biggest frustrations.
His average video was getting maybe 1,000 views, something like that. A lot of them weren't even hitting, 1,000, right? They were just getting hundreds of views. And he had never had a video take off in his entire YouTube career.
YouTube was probably the source of one of my biggest frustrations until I met Shane and his team. And they helped me really just first and foremost understand the foundational principles to YouTube, which I had been misled for years when it came to how to grow my channel. But once we had a plan in place, I noticed rapid growth. In fact,
and within a very short time of working with us, his first few videos that he posted, he had a video take off so much where I'll actually put it up on the screen, where usually, you'll see the video here and then you'll see kind of this gray shaded region beneath of like what your typical video is. But the gray shaded region was so much lower than the video that we had him post that you couldn't even see it. It basically blended into the bottom x-axis, right? So that is how much better this video did than his typical video. So with that being said, how exactly did he accomplish this? How did he go from banging his head against the wall, not having it work on YouTube for a very long time, to absolutely crushing it on YouTube?
They helped me really just first and foremost understand the foundational principles to YouTube, which I had been misled for years when it came to how to grow my channel.
Well, one of the biggest things, and I know I say this a lot, but without a doubt, one of the biggest things, and by the way, I'll put in like little pieces of, him talking about, us helping him here and there. But one of the biggest things is idea selection. There are so many YouTubers out there that make one of two mistakes. They either have good ideas, they think it's a good idea, so they make a video about it, which is almost always a mistake, right? You have a very, very low chance of success if you do that, because you're basically trying to just be completely original. There's no proof of concept, right? It's kind of like a business idea. Like 99.9% of business ideas are terrible. The second thing that YouTubers do that's a big mistake is they basically just try to copy big YouTubers. That is also a massive mistake.
I was doing all the wrong things, wasting tons of energy, tons of time, tons of effort, and literally ready to rip my hair out every single week.
So what you want to do is you want to pick video ideas in a way that I like to call the ICAHN method. I also call this the hot dog method sometimes, just to keep it simple and use an analogy that will stick with people. So basically what this method is in a nutshell, and by the way, if you want to learn more about how this method actually works, I will have a live training this Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, completely free, where I will go over how to use this method. So definitely check that out. Click the link in the description and the pinned comment below. All right, quick break. This Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm hosting a free live workshop called How to Get Money Quickly with YouTube. If you've been struggling to find your YouTube niche, or you don't want to spend months or even years building a channel around something that isn't profitable or just doesn't work for you in general, then this workshop is for you. Because for everyone who shows up live, I'll be giving away the Hidden Niche Finder 2.5. This is the most advanced version of my GPT-powered niche validation tool yet, and it's designed to help you instantly test and uncover profitable YouTube niches before you invest your time, money, and effort into the wrong one. And it's the most refined, data-driven version so far, and I'll be giving it away completely free, but only during this live workshop. So attend the free live workshop by clicking that link down the description and the pinned comment below to grab it. You'll also be able to ask me questions live, so I look forward to meeting you. Oh, and just a heads up, this will be probably one of the last times I'll be giving away a version of the Niche Validator for free, so make sure you click that link and show up to the workshop. Make sure you put it in your calendar, and I look forward to seeing you there. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Basically, just a very quick overview of how the ICAHN method works is you basically find videos where there's a lot of views, right? So videos with a lot of views, at least 100,000, kind of depends on your niche. In the fitness niche, you'd probably want to find a video with at least 1 million views, because the fitness niche is, pretty big niche. So at least, 100,000 views in some niches, very, niche, like extremely niche niches, like maybe 30,000 views, right? So, but find videos that outperformed in your niche. from a small channel, right? So you want to find videos from smaller channels that did really well in your niche, despite the fact that the video was either mediocre or preferably bad, right? So that is how you make videos that are likely to do well on a small channel, because the rules of the game for a small channel are completely different than the rules of the game for a big channel. You really need to understand this. You could do everything even better than a big channel if you're a small channel and try to copy their videos, and you're just not going to get any views, right? Because they already have a big audience and they can post almost whatever they want and it's going to do reasonably well. A really good analogy for this is if you have a rocket and you're trying to escape the orbit of Earth, you have a massive amount of resistance. But once you get out of the atmosphere and once you get away from Earth and the gravitational pull is no longer affecting you, if you're going, for instance, let's just say like 10,000 miles an hour or something, you're going to continue going 10,000 miles an hour pretty much indefinitely unless something stops you. Like if you're just going through space, right? An object in motion will remain in motion unless acted upon by an external force, right? So whereas if you are within the atmosphere, not only do you have a lot of resistance from air and the gases and winds and the atmosphere, etc., but you also have the gravitational force of the Earth pulling you down, right? So those are two pretty strong forces, and you have to play a different game than once you escape the atmosphere. Once you escape the atmosphere, it's a totally different game. The rules of the game change, right? So this is why you must follow the ICAHN method. This is the most important thing. When it comes to the hierarchy of importance, niche is really important, but niche kind of feeds into anything else, everything else. And by the way, we'll talk about niche here in a moment. That's another thing where I'm going to help with in my live training. Check that out in the description and the pinned comment below. Niche is very important though, but let's just say it's kind of intangible to describe that. In terms of tangible things, the idea is the most important thing by far. The second most important thing is your title, thumbnail, and your intro. I like to call this the holy trifecta because not only are they important, but you should do them together and they should all be congruent with each other. Okay, so a very common mistake I will see people making is basically the two major human motivations are seeking pleasure and avoiding pain. So seeking good or avoiding bad, right? And what I will see all the time is someone will have a seeking good title and an avoiding bad thumbnail. So they're not congruent with each other, right? So the title and the thumbnail might be actually good separately, but they're not congruent with each other. Big problem. Don't do that. That's another thing that Josiah was doing. That was another big mistake that he was making.
I was doing all the wrong things, wasting tons of energy, tons of time, tons of effort, and literally ready to rip my hair out every single week because I wasn't seeing any effort. And to be completely honest, I quit YouTube for a while because of the frustration.
So we fixed those two things. We fixed the idea. We fixed his titles, thumbnails, intros. And then the third thing that we fixed was his general niche. Because when you're in a niche that's as big as fitness, you absolutely cannot just be a generalist, okay? You can't be a generalist. Fitness is so set. There's so many people in fitness, so saturated. You have to niche down. In fact, you might need to niche down several times. And we found that there were certain formats and certain niches that were performing extremely well for Josiah that just worked in his niche and in his channel. So I call this the niche 2.0. We really niched down and we figured out something that worked really well for him. One thing I will keep in mind about the niche is this is not a permanent thing, right? This is not a life contract. When you pick a niche, you might, commit to it for 3 months, 6 months, a year, but you can always go to a different niche if it doesn't work out or you don't like it or you just evolve as a human being. That's the great thing about creating a hybrid personal brand, which is what I recommend, is as you grow and evolve as a human being, your personal brand, your YouTube channel can evolve with you, right? So that's what I like to call the niche 2.0 and evolving with your personal brand. So yeah, those are the three main things that we really helped Josiah with. And those are the three main things that people in general struggle with when it comes to actually getting views. But we not only helped him get a ton more views, but we also helped him generate a ton more sales.
My channel has doubled twice since starting working with them. I think my subscriber count was around 5,000 when we started working together, went to 10,000, then went to 20,000, and now I'm approaching 30,000. And that's just within a year of working with them.
So if you are interested in exactly how to do that, especially the niche selection part, that's something that we find people struggle with so much. Literally, like we've had people that have told us, like, I spent years selecting my niche, even decades selecting their niche. And then they come to our live trainings and they're able to just lock in their niche right away, right? So if that sounds like you, go ahead, click that link in the description and the pinned comment below. Attend the live training. Just do it, okay? Just do it. We will help you dial in your niche. Absolute no-brainer. And we'll also help you figure out how to grow and make money on YouTube in general, okay? And by the way, this isn't just for people who are selecting their niche, for the first time. Josiah, for instance, had been in that niche for like half a decade or more, but a lot of people need help dialing their niche in. Sometimes you need a niche down, sometimes you need to expand your niches, or sometimes you just need to pivot to a different niche because yours is just not working for what you want to accomplish anymore. And those are the types of things that we help people with a lot, okay? So if that sounds like you, go ahead, book that call. Links in the description, the pinned comment below. I will see you Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Most of you are just gonna enjoy our free content, totally fine. A lot of people get results. Even Isaiah, for instance, he commented the other week, he made over $20,000 just watching our free content, just attending our live streams, which you should definitely attend as well. And with that being said, check out this video right here from someone else in the fitness niche who absolutely crushed it. His name is Thomas. He operates in the French market, and he was able to fully automate his 8-figure business and the YouTube channel side of things to the point where he didn't even record the videos himself, which is pretty awesome. So check that out by clicking right here.